Let's take a look now at animating our 3D objects, or basically as you'll find that we're animating the layers. The way we're going to animate 3D objects is very similar to the way that we animate the 2D flat objects in the regular version of Toon Storyboard Pro. So we're going to be using the two tools of the first frame and the last frame tools. So let's go over and animate this ship and our pirate so that they have a nice dramatic journey toward the camera. So I'm going to use my first frame tool, and basically I don't want to change the first frame because they're exactly where I want them. So now I'll go over to my last frame tool because I want the last frame to be the frame in which they sail right toward the camera. The idea is I'm going to move the ship very close to the camera. Now if I move it freehand, then I might get the depth of the ship wrong. So that's one of the reasons why I'm going to use the top view and the side view. So for example, I know I want to bring the ship closer to the camera, and I think I'd like to turn the ship on its y-axis so that it's headed a little bit more of a turn. I'll give it a nice look. And if I'd like to, I can even give it a little bit of a roll if it's swaying a little bit. And in fact, I could move it on a number of different axes if the water is choppy, for example. So let me go back to the first frame, and I'm going to pull up the timeline so that I can scrub through and see the way that it looks. All right, I like the way that it looks. And as you've noticed, my pirate is not moving yet. So the easiest thing to do with my pirate is to use this top frame and side view, the top view and side view, to place him in the correct place at the beginning and at the end so that he will travel with the ship appropriately. To get my pirate to travel with the ship, I'm just going to go back to the first frame, and then I'm going to go in stage view and just take a look and make sure I know where he is. He's standing near the front of it in the forward third and ahead of that pole, so that makes it easy. And when I go to the end panel, what I'm going to do is go over and select the pirate, and there he is. And now using it's going to be easier for me to use these top view and side view to move him into place. So I'm going to move him forward in space until I can see that he's just about even with the front part of the ship. And then I'll use the x-axis to move him over to the side. And now I'll be able to see where he's standing. Now I can also see, because I changed the depth of the ship, then I'm going to need to lift him up a little bit so that he's not sinking in. And I can even rotate him a little bit because the ship is tilted with him on it. So I can go over here to double check. I'm going to zoom this way in. I'm going to use the space bar to help me see where I'm going. And I can't quite see where my pirate is, so I'm going to click on him in the stage view where I can really see him. And now when I zoom in on the side view, I can see him much clearer. So I'm going to hit the 2 key to zoom up even more. Space bar to pan over. See that horizontal line there? A little bit hard to see, so take a look again. I'm going to click on my pirate in the stage view, and then it appears in the top view as a horizontal line. So I can move him forward just a little bit. I can fine-tune it a little bit if I'd like to. And now to test it, I'm going to click on the panel and simply go to this button up here which says Play Selection, and it automatically jumps toward the way that it's going to look in the camera. So that pretty much is what I'm looking for. I notice that the ship rises up out of the water a little bit, so I can fix that if I want to. So I'm going to press this again. I'm going to go to the start view, and I can see from the start view that the ship's windows are just above the water. So when I go to the end view, I'm going to make sure to lower him a little bit. And again, easiest way for me to lower the ship without upsetting any of the other axes is to go now in the side view and lower it a little bit. I don't want to cover up any of those windows. And now I'm just going to need to lower my pirate to get his feet on the ground. You can use the arrow keys, also known as the nudge keys, to do a little bit of fine-tuning to get that object in place. So I'm going to continue using nudge until I see its feet sink in. So I don't want that, so I'm going to test it one more time by going up to place selected. And all right, I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out.